Alright guys, as you can tell, we're in the backyard and we're looking for a tree that will fit in this little pot. So our choices are pretty simple. We have a bunch of them. One of these little junipers that's untouched. We're gonna pick one out and go up front and get it styled up, and then kind of just get it into this pot. And if you guys want to go to Noah or Hobby's channel, they're gonna have some kind of, they think they're gonna spend the night out here, but they're not gonna make it till about dark. It's too cold. So anyway, buckle up, hang on, here we go. All right, we got us a tree, picked one out. If you remember right, this is one of those juniper procumbens nana. Our tree. Now we've just got to add some style to it. Now this one, the reason I picked it out, and I think I had opened it up a little, I didn't really, it's not styled, no wire, no cutting, other than I think I picked out right here just to look at it last year. And it does have, this is raised up here. So something's dying off in the back there. So, and then it's got this little bit right here that's already, wood. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bottom part, and maybe not with the whole thing, but I think I'm going to turn some of this into deadwood. We're going to focus on this part, maybe bring it up and have our tree up in there. So let's get to it. All right, we got it raised up, brought it up out of the pot. I'm not ready to put it in this pot yet. I want to do whatever styling I'm going to do first, then we'll get it put in that pot. So I just, stuffed some material under the root mass to get it elevated up to where I can see what's going on. And the main thing will be to get it to, like I'd mentioned, get this up and maybe have a separate pad here. And that will, it's not that far from being a cool looking tree already. So we're going to get on that by thinning this down. Okay, now some of this is probably small enough I could just pinch it off, but I'll probably cut some of it off. And we just want to open up the tree some more so we can see what's going on inside. This one's just too straight all by itself. I think I want it gone. And I think I want this totally gone too. But with the juniper, you can do it with almost any, but I like to leave the deadwood, so and just cut the foliage off and then skin the bark off. So we're working just with this one lower part now. All right, I'm still thinning this out. I've decided that this is just too, I don't like it, so we're gonna take it off, but we are gonna leave it as like maybe some deadwood. And we can always just take it completely off if that looks, out of place. You see we have the main trunk. It comes, forks off here into two twin trunk basically. All right, I got ahead of myself without recording, but I cut this one down. It was sticking way out here. I chopped it down, then I started taking some of these off the underneath side because we need to create some separation from this branch and this one, which will be, this one could be our apex, or actually this could be up here, and these could just be branches working their way up the tree. We're kind of still at a point where we can go a few different ways with this. I could just kill this completely off on this side, and also as a possibility, a thought, and then just let the tree grow this way. So I'm still kind of figuring out which way I want to go. I think I need to get rid of. All right, I'm going to stop for a second what I was doing. I'm still not done thinning it out, but I'm going to go ahead, all this stuff that I have decided to turn into deadwood, I'm going to do that now. I can't find my trusty pliers, so I have these bonsai ones. I'm going to use those. And if you don't know how to do this, I'm not going to go into detail in this video. I've got several videos that show that, but you're basically going to squeeze the bark, and once you do that, this stuff peels right off. Then, all right, I'm just finishing up. You can see where we've changed the look over here. We created some deadwood, and I just got this one in here in the center. You can kind of get your nail on there and peel it back just a little. You don't want that clean cut. You want to make it, you know, just get it a little rough. Then as it wears, it'll take on a more natural look. All right, I'd plan on leaving more deadwood, but that's fine. This one I'll probably just take off. Now, all that's really left is to thin out this top a little bit. When I pot it, I might tilt it forward just a hair. I'm thinking the top needs thinned down. We can kind of make out this separate one, but in here we can't see anything yet. So I'm going to thin out the top, and then we'll come back and take a look. I'm just going to do it by picking off some of these inner pieces you guys can see that are going right in close. Just bring it open more. Alright, I'm starting to bring it open more, and I have this one right here, and right behind it is this kind of straight, doesn't really do anything for the tree, so I'm just taking it completely off. You can see that already actually helped. I think I'm going to leave this bend here on this guy. Cut him down just a little. Take these completely off. I think I'm gonna let that. Okay, so I like this, but it's like right there, not really doing much for me though. But I think I like it, so I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to cut this back some. And I think I'm going to take this whole, it's hard to tell, but back here there's these branches going down. So I'm going to do away with them. And I think I'm going to shorten it to create some separation here. See if that's enough, might need to go more. That opened it up some, didn't it? Really like. think I'm going to stop right there. We'll get it in the pot, and I'm just going to get it out of this pot. It's pretty wet soil. Now the first thing I will do is I'll work down just some of the top. You can see it's falling away pretty easy. Yeah, this is one of those that doesn't have a lot of roots. You can tell it's going to fall apart pretty easy and be a simple fit into here with a little bit of bonsai soil added. And this is the time for repotting, so we'll take it down a little further than we probably would. If you guys remember some of my latest videos from last year, it was kind of out of season. I was kind of doing the whole slip potting thing, not taking any more than I needed to. You still don't want to bare root these things, but you can take them down a little further when it's early, just starting spring. Yeah, you can see that, how it's just a few feeder roots there. That's probably good enough, but we will, I don't know if I'm going to use these are my best pair of cutters. I'll cut these off, and you can see what we're left with. It'll fit right in there real nice. Okay, I've got our pot rigged up. Now I just had this, I don't even know where it came from, but since I have this lava, I'm going to put it in the bottom, then I'll put bonsai soil on top of that. Okay, as you can see, I've got some soil down in there about where I wanted. I kind of worked it around I did bring the tree up, so now we're going to put bonsai soil around the top, and we got to work it in through all that big root ball. And if you notice, I have all different size soil. I've kind of went away from just one set size for these little trees that are sort of still pre-bonsai. It's not a all-out bonsai tree, and yes, they will eventually get clogged up, but for me, I don't know, I'm not at home enough. I do have a full-time job, and so sometimes in the heat in the summertime, I've noticed the trees that I use this bigger particle with dries out quicker, and you have to be on top of it to keep it watered, to where the little finer material does hold water a little bit better, is what I find in the hot summertime. So we get more soil in here, and we'll get this thing worked in. Okay, we've got soil all around the tree. Now we've got to get it worked in, and you can they make a tool for it or whatever. I have an old ice pick that seems to work. Now you see, I brought it forward a little bit, but I think right about there is going to be good. But this is important. That's another reason why when I'm dealing with the root ball is kind of like this one was, it's a lot of just soil and dirt. This little finer stuff is a little easier to get worked into there. Less chance to leave an air pocket, and trying to get these bigger chunks to fill some of them holes can be a chore. Come back, I got a long way to go. I just started. I'll need to work all the way around, put some more soil on probably, make sure I've got it set where I want it for a season or so, and then put a top layer on it. We'll probably go collect a chunk of moss and put on it to just give it a better look for a while. All right, we're talking about getting moss. You can look at this fence line here, and just at the moss growing all over. So look around your yard, maybe where you work, there's just moss grows all over. So if you're looking for a top layer to put on your tree, you can find it pretty much anywhere. It's a pretty good chunk when you can. Try to keep it together. It sometimes looks better. So we're going to go try to just put this piece of moss on the tree we just did. Way more than we need, so we're just going to pick a spot to tear it like that, and we'll use that in a minute. But first, I want to put this just around, tuck it in. I do this before I water, because when I water it real heavy, I'll soak the moss down real good too. And you can smash it down, it'll bounce back up. Doesn't take long, doesn't stay smashed looking. Just want to get it inside the pot. Once it takes, it'll grow all over too. You don't want to, I don't like to cover the whole pot. So I've got way too much. I don't know, that's probably too much. But if it fits, might as well just stick it right there. Leave it maybe a mound where it looks almost like a mounded up spot. But I definitely like to leave enough of the soil showing I can tell how wet the soil is, not just the moss. Alright, hopefully you guys can see that. We're going to, my hose is working right here. You want to water it pretty good. Soak it all the way through, make sure it's puddling up. You can see it'll fill up with water, soak back down. You about got wet, didn't you? All right, so there we have it. There's the after. Let me know what you guys think. Big improvement. What do you think, Javi? Look like a winner? Wiener? So there we go.
Scene.
All right, guys, hope you liked that video. There it is. Everybody likes it around here. It's an awesome little tree out of just a little bush. I think I had $5 in the tree, $2 in the pot, so under $10, and you can have one also. So anyway, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, help share the channel, tell your friends, your neighbors, Donald Trump. Like always, guys, thanks for watching. Oh God. Woo! Look at that frog. Woo! That's the biggest one up this year.